Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom stream, week 19, day 3. So of course, one of the main things we'll be focusing on is Tower of Doom itself. I don't think we'll actually be able to reach all the way to the end, oddly enough, mostly because we don't have any heroisms to be able to clear out the entire floor. I believe we do have one for the 25th floor. However, I don't believe we'll have enough battles to actually get there unless we get some very lucky Val Ravens along the way. But oh well, we'll get it done tomorrow as long as we get it done before the weekend event when the next one starts up. Because of course, this weekend we have a faction event. The faction, we're going to be getting a new faction that's going to be coming in. And obviously we'll be wanting to focus on that primarily. We'll be still doing 500 peer faction with it as we normally do. We'll probably split it between mostly Saturday and Sunday and kind of go from there. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much the game plan. I'll still have our normal streams in the morning when we end up doing those, and our normal ones at night. And other than that, that's pretty much the game plan. So yeah, finish out Tower of Doom between today and tomorrow night. Then this weekend we get to focus on the new faction for Saturday and Sunday, or I mean for Friday and Saturday, and then have it done by the time we end up finishing out the Saturday event. So that is pretty much the game plan for doing that. So let's go and get into our battles here. Right now we are at 20, so we're going to need to go do the 2 room there. Do keep in mind, of course, do not actually mimic whatever ones we end up doing for these. This, of course, is set per guild, so you do need to make sure that your guild communicates what rooms you need to take, as the ones that I am taking are not the ones that you should be taking most likely, as it's set per guild, so do be mindful of that. But anyways, we're still doing finesse. I'm personally a huge fan of doing spam finesse. Ends up working out quite decently, as long as it doesn't end up glitching out with a single target. The main thing that helps it out, which we actually didn't end up getting this time around, is it's pretty dependent, or not necessarily dependent, but it's very beneficial if you can end up getting a lot of extra turns. The deeper you go, the more effective it would be to have a lot of extra turn spam. And we haven't been able to get too many this battle this time around. But the more extra turns we can get for this thing, the more damage output it will be able to quicker apply. And if we don't get that many like this battle, we go a little bit towards the slower side. But it still gets the job done. And I really love the style of the team. Personally, I'll go for that, and I'll kill it out. And I have tried this with Vespera before. I know people always suggest to use it. That's actually how I initially did this team. But then I tried it with triple, and it was just kind of stick with triple at that point. But Vespera is a pretty good option to synergize into this team if you're looking for a different variant of it. The main reason why I like having 3 of these is assuming we don't get mana drained, which most battles we won't, of course, because the enemy doesn't have mana drain, or like the last battle where they'll click it directly, like they won't use it correctly because they'll use it on hero or something. But it can loop infinite mana, give 6 to all other allies every single time it does its thing. And that's quite a bit of mana that you'll be able to feed constantly into all 3 of your things and just keep cycling back and forth over and over again. Oh, I should have denied that yellow. Mistakes were made. I don't know why I didn't grab that yellow there. We saw it there. Luckily, he did not escape, so we were not punished for that mistake. But it was close. Okay, let's just go kill it out just so we don't have to deal with it. Still need to get some extra turns. Keep poking it, keep poking it. And of course, we can be changing this Doom weapon as well and switch the Doom weapon into whatever we need to hard counter the given battle. So for example, if the weapon ends up getting boost ratio alpha, let's say, then being purple, we can end up switching over to the purple weapon. However, this one actually does deny out purple, so theoretically the one we're using now could technically hard counter it a little bit. But we'll do that. It is a Doom battle, so we do get those additional Doom skulls. Keep forgetting that too. I'm so used to not having those extra skulls, I almost keep forgetting that's even a mechanic in Tower of Doom. But you do get even more. This already overpowered weapon compared to other Doom weapons gets even more powerful when there's a Doom on the opposing team, which of course won't help you for the earlier battle, but will for the other one there. But anyways, guys, I hope you've all been doing well. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, ArmyXTube. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Steve. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Dinosuit Girl. Hello, ArmyXTube. I already said ArmyXTube. Hello, I have no clue how to say that name. The one with all the S's. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Cookie. Hello, hello, Wow, and hello, Supplement. Welcome, welcome. What is my team? It is triple finesse into any Doom weapon is the current one. And when I say any Doom weapon, I mean any of the full AoE Doom weapons. But that's what we're currently rolling with. It's basically just a finesse-oriented team. I believe we need 3 and 5 down here. Did you get to 50 tickets? Yes. During our previous stream, we did end up getting to 50 tickets for the Animal Crossing stream. Ended up working out pretty well. It was actually a lot of fun. We found a really, really cool island on the second to last island that we ended up getting. We ended up getting one with a bunch of hybrid flowers, and it looked absolutely amazing. It really caught me off guard because I didn't even realize that was a type of place you can find, because we went 49 places without actually finding it. But then we just randomly find one of a bunch of hybrids. It was pretty cool. Hybrids was a feature that was added. It's very similar to like Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon and other things that are extremely farming based. While Animal Crossing doesn't really have that much farming, it technically does have flower farming. I personally haven't been partaking in it just because it's a rather tedious method that you'd have to do so. And it's also slightly luck-based and also requires time to pass. But I was kind of surprised that we just got them for free from an island, which was pretty cool. Which is something we were already doing. What class are we doing for this team right now? We are currently doing the hero class of Stormcaller. Stormcaller is being used because it gives perpetual yellow storm for the entire duration. Also because it counts as a Strix. We need the yellow storm because we need the thing feeding 6 mana to all our allies. And we're using Strix because, well, in combination with that, for one, it has 20% this week, but also it has, it gains benefit from every extra turn. Because Finesse gives additional 4 to all stats to every Strix every single time it does an extra turn. And we have 3 of them, so that's 12. And that counts for our hero, because our hero does count as a Strix when it is set to Stormcaller. But yeah, Stormcaller is 100% required for this. Not just because of its typing, but also because of its last trait, which is Perpetual Yellow Storm, which not only gives us yellow, but it needs it in order to have a Storm, so it can give 6 mana to all your other allies, which is the main component that makes this team work. Oh yeah, you can use it with Nimbus Bow. Nimbus Bow would definitely be fine with it, and any of the other similar weapon, like the plumage thing, whatever that one weapon's called. I think I called it something weird during the event video. But yeah, either of the two weapons related to this kingdom would end up working perfectly fine in this team composition, if you prefer using those, or if you don't happen to have any of the Doom weapons. Obviously, I've just been using the yellow thing. It's definitely not a necessity. We don't even cast it most of these battles. However, as I say that, we're about to cast it right here just because we have alignment. But most battles, we don't actually really need it. It's mostly just to speed things up a little bit, if nothing else. Just to help get things going. So we'll get the extra turn over there. Obviously, every extra turn is an insanely good amount of stats. So definitely worth taking there. Mostly trying to focus down the Bone Dragon. Because, of course, Bone Dragon's going to get skull spam on us. And we want to avoid that as best as we can. Let's see, what do we need here? We can get Convert there off of purples. And that'll probably be enough to kill it out and be good to go. That should be enough. Yep, and then it kills it out. And how are you still alive? We'll take that over. And he's dead. No problem, Master Yoda. Glad I could assist. Yeah, Animal Crossing's been a lot of fun. I've been a bit too addicted to that game. I think I have like over 50 hours in the game already. It doesn't tell me yet on my Switch how many hours I have. I think it will after like a week of playing, but I'm pretty sure it's some kind of absurd. Even if we just look at an absurd number, even if we just look at the amount of time we streamed it, that number alone is high. Not to mention that's not all the time we've put into it. Let's see, we have that, we have that. But yeah, it's a really addictive game. Too addictive. What do we grab here? We'll get a, what do we even need here? We'll take the green for now. Get that into some yellow, and then we can get all the mana going. Is that going to be full mana? That's going to bring him to 6, which is 9 to 11. Yeah, he'll be full mana. So we'll go hit the bullet because we need to go focus that down a little bit. We need more extra turns, but we don't have any way to go for it, guarantee. So we're just going to keep poking the thing with infinite loop. Since we can just keep doing a poke and a poke and a poke. And we should be perfectly fine. Next one will kill it. One nice thing about Finesse 2 is it does get to do double damage against yellows. While that's not relevant in most battles, obviously if they're using yellows, that is pretty relevant. So we get to apply that little bit extra damage in there, which is nice. So grab that, grab that, grab that. Get another actually, we have alignment. Might as well grab that for extra stats as well. Also kill him out so we can go re-kill him with skulls, which we have alignment on once again, so that ends up working out quite nicely. We have alignment too. How perfect is that? There we go. Get that. And that should almost be match. Do we have a third one? That'd be perfect if we had one more skull. Unfortunately, none of them have alignment, so we're just going to go poke with one of these, and then any follow-up will kill. And this ability does double tap if there's only one remaining. So it does get to do a very, very high amount. Why not Vespera? Mostly because when you have 2 of these, they can loop with themselves, and you don't necessarily need the Vespera there. Vespera is how I initially used this team. However, I've mostly been switching it over to, or not switching it, but you know, we've been doing it with 3 of them instead, just so they can perpetually mana generate into themselves. But no, it does work really well with Vespera. It's how we initially used this team, but actually, it really grew on me using 3 of them. Because it reminds me a lot of Dwarven Gate team, but an actual viable Dwarven Gate team. I know some people prefer it as Vespera, but I don't know. I just kind of prefer it this way. Even though Vespera, of course, is a very solid option, especially if you have it. Because doing it a team like this requires a lot more extra turns for it to actually be viable. Because unlike the other one, we don't really have as much options to extra turn spam. So we got to get them where we can. Because if you're doing Vespera, you pretty much have infinite extra turns at that point. Just because once she gets going, obviously she's not really going to stop. But a battle like this, as you can see, it still goes about the same. Still have a really high amount of damage output. Still works out very, very nicely. And we just kill it right there in that match. And it should be dead. And even if it's not, we kill it with whatever follow-up we want. And it's still our turn. Even though he's already dead. There we go. Okay, what else do we need here? We're at 22 there. So we completed out that. We did our other battle. Oh wait, we're out of Sigil's armor. Oh no, we got the Valrive in there. I don't think we're gonna have enough though. Let me calculate this out. So we need the final room because we're gonna skip the power because we have enough. We skip the haste. Then we'll have only one battle left. We'll then take the legendary. We can then fireball, but then we're out of battles at the point. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to be able to finish out this event. So right here we'll go take room number 5, which we already did, and now we finish out this one. And then we go and do the lucky into the unlock into the other thing. But we're probably not going to have a Valraven by then. Unless we can get lucky. Do you know since when the new smileys are available? What new smileys? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I am not sure. You mean the emoji things? Which specific one in the game? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what you're referring to right now. Oh, let me grab those yellows. Oh, we're frozen. Fail. That's slightly problematic. Well, let's go for this for now. Just because it's the only yellow on the team. So get that rolling. We are up against the Doom, so we can gamble this ability if we want. I think we want a little bit of a better board setup before we do, though. And then once we do, we can just do that and be good to go. So we'll do that. Get a nice big juicy hit down. Go feed our mana back, and then hopefully by then we can go get a nice full AoE again. We need a little bit more mana. Oh, excuse me. Mana, though. So we'll go throw that down. I just ate before we started stream. First thing I ate all day. Let's see. I'll take that for now. Get our nice little poke in there. Extra turn, but unfortunately we're frozen on it. He gets a kill, but it shouldn't really matter much. We do have alignment, so I'm going to go for that, and that should be dead. And how are you still alive? There you go. Oh, the YouTube one. Do you know since when the new smileys are available? What, there's new smileys on YouTube? Oh, cool. There are new smileys on YouTube. There's like a bunch of YouTube ones. Oh, I see what you mean. I did not notice them until you just brought them up. That's interesting. We seem to have YouTube logo, the monkey when things go wrong, the buffering. Oh, we're going to need the spam buffering. Oh, yeah. Whenever we're loading, spam buffer. Let's see. What do we have? So we got the normal YouTube logo. We got the monkey when things go wrong. We got the buffering icon, which is YouTube's default. We got the stay home thing, which is probably for coronavirus. We have the do the 5, which is probably something else related to coronavirus. Elbow bump, coronavirus. I believe they're almost all coronavirus related. Like 80% of them seem to be coronavirus related. They even have hand sanitizer. Look at that. They have YouTube hand sanitizer. That's funny. But yeah, I believe it's only been available the last day. And of course, we have all of our emojis. Those are ours. If you become a sub. Oh, wait. Where's our thing? I accidentally did some of them multiple. Fail. Wait. Let's see if it could click correctly. There we go. And there's all the ones we have specifically to our channel. Right there. Also, I still need to go make another. I believe we have enough to go get a 7th one now. I believe we needed 10 followers. Or 10 subs, I mean. Or, you know, not subscriptions, but that join button. I think we needed 10 people on that. And I believe we have enough now. I think we have like 12 or 13. I still need to add something for it. Still not sure. I think we were going to go do an elephant for our elephants. But I'm not sure what we're going to go do. But we'll do something for it. Okay, anyways. Let's keep going. We have one battle left, so let's make it count. We are at the legendary, so we'll grab that just to get 2 more dooms for our guild. Actually, how far are we on leaderboard? On leaderboard, we are at 55, so we could still contest 50, I guess. So yeah, we'll definitely take it because we're so close to it. So we definitely need to get every last doom we can. Also, we're technically done with this event, but obviously we still have to complete out to stage floor 25th completion. So technically all the way to 26. The reason for this is you still keep getting scrolls up to that point. So yeah, we need to keep getting scrolls. But anyways, where were we? 23. Let's go do room 5. And that's probably the last room we do, unless we get a lucky... how many fireballs do we have? We have 3 fireballs. Hold up. Let's think about this strategically real quick. How many total rooms do we have to do now? Because I believe we can heroism the final floor. So we might actually be able to win right now. Hold up. No, we would need one Valraven. Because I would need to take out 2 bosses, and I only have 1 sigil. Because what we can do right now is we can Fireball 5, Fireball 4, take the boss, Fireball 2, and that's still not going to be enough. Yeah, there's no situation. Unless we get a Valraven right now. So we'll just take 5, and then we Fireball everything next stream. And then we win. Actually, we don't even technically do Tower of Doom next stream. It's kind of funny. We will literally just do the 24 battle final room. Everything else will just be fireballing and heroisms because we get a heroism on 25th, which we'll use on the 25th. So that ends up working out quite perfectly. But yeah, we'll just do room 5 for now. This will give us 2 Doom kills. And unless we get Valraven here, we cannot complete out the event right now. We'll just have to do it tomorrow, which isn't that big a deal. We have all week. Yeah, no Valraven. So we'll get it completed tomorrow. We're 1 sigil short. See, if I would have done one of those haste scrolls, we probably would have gotten a little bit more sigils and be done by now, but no, it's fine. It's not going to hurt getting it done tomorrow compared to today. Not really going to make a difference. What do we even take here? We'll keep getting finesse down. Keep getting our pokes. I'll take the other thing over. Grab our other pokes on pokes. See if we can get alignment over there. Just grab our red over. The rest we can kind of keep as is. And then get some Doom weapons down. And if anyone else has any other questions, do let me know. I'll make sure to go over it all. So why did my chat get so small? Oh, because I have the chat thing open. I was going to say, it's because I have the keyboard thing. Yeah, Eliphi or we riot. I know, I need to go make an Eliphi or something. Or find something that we can use for it. That we'd be allowed to use for it. But yeah, we need to get an Eliphi. I need to go check the page of how many we even have. We might even be able to do another one at this point. I believe at 20 joins, we can do another one. I'm not sure how many joins we currently have. I have to go to the weird part of YouTube to actually search for it because it only works on the normal side. I always like using the classic side of YouTube, but you have to specifically use the newer version of it. Otherwise, it won't show you that info. How do I even bring that up if I don't have it as default? Crap. That's a fail because right now I have it set to the old thing. And of course, now when I actually want it to be the newer one, it's not working. That's a fail. That's a fail. I have no clue how to access that right now. I'll worry about that later, though. But I have no clue how many people are. I'm pretty sure some people stopped just because money's tight right now because of coronavirus and everything. But we might still have enough. I'll have to check later. Let's see. We'll go for that for now. Oh, I forgot to take my extra turn there. Not that big a deal, though. Grab the other extra turn. What else do we need? We'll take a... do we even have alignment there? No. So let's go throw another poke down. Do that to his first slot. They'll get resummoned. Now that he resummoned, let me go target it since it does use yellow. Obviously, we'd want to focus that down a little. And is that enough to kill? No. If we had 1 skull alignment, it would be. Oh, never mind. That's still enough. There we go. Perfect. And unfortunately, that's the end of the line. We do get our 2 lucks, which brings us into 51st place. Almost top 50 for the extra little bit of gems. Not like the gems matters much. But we're actually in a tie for 50th place, so that's kind of funny. So we actually would still get that 25, I think. I'm not sure. But based on this, we wouldn't. But obviously one more Doom kill and boom, we're already there. But it looks like we're fighting for that. Oh, it's not even 25 gems. It's only 15 gems. 15 gems and a Doom. That's so useless. The amount of loot that you get off that leaderboard is really, really weird. Also, we do have a brown kill objective, so I might need to go do Scorpius farming. We need to go farm our gold for this weekend anyway, so I think that's what we're going to be doing this stream. So let me go clear out our dailies, and then we'll probably go and farm a lot of gold off of Urskea and just do Explore 12 farming. We haven't done Explore 12 farming for a while, specifically Explore 12. Obviously, it's a pretty good way to gain, or it's the best way in the game to gain medals. But aside from that, you can also use it for a very high amount of gold. It's a rate of over 300,000 per hour if you can win at once every 30 seconds or so, which the team can normally do. But anyways, let's go clear these out. I believe I'm currently on magic rather than armor. However, it's not really going to matter for this because we have enough damage that it's still going to kill it out pretty easily. It'll be good to go. So we'll go for that. Get our Rowan in there. Clear out the entire battle with single cast. All these should go down in one shot. And if they're not, we have a problem. How high will you level up your new faction? Max. Level 500 pure faction. We always do every new faction to max. Oh, how far will we level it as far as its horde level, you mean? Probably 200. If I don't have enough gold, I'll do 150. But if it feels like we have enough gold, we'll do 200. But yeah, ideally 200, but if I had to, I'll do 150. Either or, we should easily be able to get the faction done. It is a bit of a luck-based faction, though, so I'd prefer having more stats than not more stats. It's a really annoying one. It has a lot of random effects. Any of them that have really, really high RNG and randomness is going to be rather annoying, unfortunately. Oh, we should be able to deal with it. Shouldn't be that bad. How high will you... Oh, that might have answered that. Literally the question I just answered. Let's see. We'll take that. Take the other thing over. Kill it out easily. Hopefully get a monk level. I don't think we're close to a monk level. We might not even focus on a monk level today just so we can focus more so on gold grind. Because I do want to make sure we have at minimum 3 million gold for this weekend. Ideally closer to 4 million. But 3 million is also fine. If we use bigger treasure, I think we can actually get away with 3 million at 200. But 4 million would just be a safety amount measure. Is Elfie and Elefina healthy? Yes, they've been healthy. They've been staying quarantined from each other. One is in my bed and the other in my cabinet. Or not the cabinet, but on my dresser, I mean. So they're always at least 6 feet apart. They're practicing proper social distancing as well. I'm not even kidding. That is the situation that they were in. That's where I normally keep them anyways. Let's see. We'll put that over there. Get our split kill. So hello, Rammerford. Welcome. What do we need here? Let's go for our explosion then. So this Friday, both new mythic and faction arrives, or just new faction. This Friday is just new faction. A new mythic arrives every first Friday of every month, and it's still this month. But it's the mythics are always 100% of the time the first Friday of every month. That never changes. So if it's not the first Friday of a month, there won't be a new mythic. So next Friday is not a first Friday of the month. However, next week's Friday will be. So the day we're getting the mythic is the April 3rd. April 3rd will be the day that we get the mythic. Oh yeah, also April Fool's Day is in a week from now. I'm not sure what we're going to do for that, but it is in a week. We're probably not going to do anything special. Or will we? We'll see. I don't currently have anything planned, but we have a week. We'll see. Though most of that week will be spent playing Animal Crossing. Most likely. Realistically. The amount of gold that you need to upgrade your horde to level 200 can vary drastically depending on the treasure that you use. There's no set amount that it will always cost you. But it can vary based on a lot of factors. Mostly the treasure that you use, obviously. Or, as the main factor is the whole treasure that you use and what order you use them in. But yeah, we're probably going to spend about 4 to 5 million. Is generally how much it does if we do a spread of treasure. If we go all in better treasure, we could probably do it for cheaper. But I don't want to overuse my better ones. Oh, that's if you use sacred. Well, we definitely do not have 41 sacreds. I think I have like 8 sacred or something. I forget how many. I think I have double digits actually, because I haven't used them for a while. I'll go check after dungeons. Then we have to keep in mind we will be opening a lot more shards, so whatever I have now is not the total amount I actually have. Because obviously we need to save some amount of shards for when the troops come out, so that we can get them to Mythic immediately, and then go from there. I'll start my Gems of War stream, and April Fool's it's actually Animal Crossing. That's funny. I got extra one shot as long as none of them revive, and luckily they did not. Easy as that. Nice, lovely Phoenicia team. And she's in Soulforge this week, by the way. Not the best of things to craft. Like, she's definitely not highest priority. But eventually having a copy of her is pretty nice. She's about mid-range as far as Mythic, but she's meta for trophy farming as well as a certain level range of enemies. And those certain level range of enemies is pretty good for several dailies that are within the game that you might want to end up utilizing it with. We'll name Gems of War and I know we'll name it Gems of War and stream Animal Crossing. We're not gonna troll that hard on April Fool's Day. That wouldn't be any fun. Let's see. We need to get more creative than that. Anyways, I was about to go do something and I completely forgot what it was. Oh, I know now. It was treasure. Let me go check how much treasure we have. I was gonna see how many mythics we have on treasure. That's not how you check that. We have 10. Oh, I was right. We do have double digits. Like the minimum of double digits, but we do definitely have double digits. Why can I not say that word right now? We definitely do have double digits of Sacred Treasure. However, it's the lowest possible one at 10. Well, we'll probably get at least another 5, if not another 10 when we open up the things. But yeah, we could easily do another 200. Yeah, with probably 3 million. Obviously, I do want to farm a little bit higher than that on gold. But I believe with 3 million, we actually would have enough. But obviously, we'll get a little bit more than that. Anyways, where were we? Let's go do our brown kills. So let's go to over here. We can now go bring out the medals of season. The new medals of season actually work pretty good for this team. It wasn't one that I mentioned with all the teams earlier, but it's definitely one that works for sure. Where's my Scorpius team these days? Where do I keep Scorpius? Scorpius, show yourself. Show yourself. Where's Scorpius? Scorpius, I know you're down here. There you are. We're running with Titan, of course. Peasant is a better troop than most people say. A lot of people don't give Peasant enough credit. And that's not even an April Fool's joke. I just feel like people underestimate how good Peasant is. He's actually really good in Arena. The biggest thing that holds him back is the fact that he doesn't have any follow-up on his ability. But he is really nice in that he actually has a unique ability that no other troop in the game has. Not even any mythic. It's a really interesting form of board control. And if he had some kind of follow-up with his ability, other than just doing that board control, he would actually be one of the better troops in the game. Like, if Peasant had, like, a full AoE attached to his ability, well, obviously that'd be pretty strong for only 3 mana. But, you know, if he had some kind of follow-up on his ability, he would be considered one of the best troops in the game. The only reason people discredit him so much is because he's only used for that weird board control. But that weird board control is really, really powerful in a lot of instances, because you can get several things done with it that no other move in the entire game can, because it's simply a 3 destroy, and nothing has a 3 destroy like that. Let's see, we'll go for that. But yeah, there's some really weird board control setups you can do with him. And if he had any follow-up on his ability, he would actually not be useless. He even has Jinx trait, which with another Jinx isn't even that bad. On its own, it's pretty bad, but with another one, it's not that bad. Let's see, we'll grab that. Man, I think people underestimate Peasant. Oh yeah, Thrall is way superior, though. If you're talking about commons and their viability, Thrall is, like, unmatched. Thrall is like a mythic these days, and is increasingly getting better as we get more and more magic stat added to the game. Thrall went from something that you would kind of just barely look at, because it was like just a small destroy, to one of the best mana accumulators in the entire game. It's kind of funny. In a matter of like a year, he went from barely ever used to like ultra meta. He is extremely meta and has been for several months now. Pretty much since Metals came in the game in November, he's been pretty meta. So hello, Foro, welcome. Okay, what do we even need here? We still don't have poison, do we? How on earth do we not have poison yet? There we go, finally. Now we got poison. Need to get the extra turn to poison. And sometimes it never wants to show up. But when it does, we just kill like that. But the problem is sometimes it just delays the battle a bit when we can't end up getting that. But oh well. I'm out of water. I'm gonna need to go get more water. Why am I so thirsty? I guess it's because I didn't drink anything with dinner, so I'm still kind of a bit thirsty there. But oh well. Okay. It's still pretty warm in here for whatever reason. Probably because I've had the computers on literally all day. That doesn't help. Gets even hotter in here. I'm surprised how some common get good when you have good stats and knowledge of the game. That definitely can happen. Some commons can be bad actually in early game and then get better as the game progresses, oddly enough. It's kind of weird. It also has to do with some commons being dependent on high damage. For example, Thrall. Thrall, if you're using an early game, is nothing special. Not only do you lack the stats to really fully utilize him compared to other troops, but you don't have anything to feed his mana into, which makes the mana accumulation he has not as effective. However, as you get later into the game, you will get way more magic, which makes him more effective, but you also end up getting way more combinations that will work as damage sources that will synergize with your Throw. So early on, like if you say Throw, it's like, oh, Throw's kind of useless. But then you look later in the game, and it's like, oh, Throw is like the most overpowered common in the entire game. So it's kind of weird how that scales sometimes. It's just because certain troops work at certain level ranges and based on certain troops that you have. Because a lot of mana generators, while decent in early game, do not show their full potential until way later in the game. Like Apothecary is another good example of that. Apothecary is kind of average when you're using it in early game. It's mostly just used for its cleanse and still brown accumulation, but it's still towards the average side. But then you reach later in the game, it's among one of the higher ultra rares in the game. Also, we got a Nisha! Actually, this might have been the first Nisha we've gotten since the new format. Can we please use all of our luck to get like 1,000 more of those? I've actually had pretty good luck today on Animal Crossing. So maybe we're going to rub some of that luck onto Gems of War. Let's see if we can get 3 Nishas today. Come on, go. Let's keep that luck going. I need 3 Nishas. Let's get another badge. I still need so many more medals of that thing. I forgot to turn on Lightning Strike. Oh, am I still on Enrage right now? Yeah, it is better to have Lightning Strike on this team. My bad. I was using it for Enrage last week, and I haven't bothered switching it. I was doing that during the Ogre event, I think. Or was I using it for that? I forget why I had Enrage on it, but for whatever reason, it was something skull-oriented. But, yeah, let me go change back to Explode. I didn't even realize I forgot to turn that back. Thanks for reminding me. But yeah, this does work better if he is set to Explode. Is everything else set correctly? Yeah, it was just the, I just had Enrage for when we were doing something Skull earlier. Because obviously if you're using Skulls, you normally want the Enrage to hit through any kind of armor reduction, armor dodge, and also just to make sure you one-shot. How many initiatives do I have? I believe I have 2. Obviously I have 3 badges full, or 3 medals, I mean. But I believe we have 2 spare tokens. So we've still got a ways to go. So we're nowhere near getting that progressed, but we're making progress nonetheless. I haven't been farming Explore 12 as often lately, which is why I've been getting quite a few less. But we should probably go back to doing Explore 12 a bit more. We almost have every hero class in the game, and once we do, assuming they don't do anything else to it, we won't really need to worry about leveling up hero classes for quite a while, because we will have no new hero classes coming into the game. Monk was the second to last, which we're going to have to level 100 before next Guild War. And the next one that's coming out, we're not going to have it maxed immediately, as we tried doing with Monk, but we'll still get it to 70 over time, and I don't know, we're kind of going to be done with hero leveling soon. In like a month from now, we won't be like 100% done, but we'll have like everything 70 plus and like only 6 that aren't like max at that point, 6 or 7. So we're almost there. Obviously, there are already plenty of people that already have them all completely maxed. I just haven't bothered putting in that last 100 hours or so of grind. If I just played Gems of War for as much as I've been playing Animal Crossing in a single week, we would get it done. However, it gets really tedious XP farming hero classes, which is one of the reasons I try to spread it out over time rather than just doing it all in one burst. Because it is a rather tedious method to level them up. And after having to do it like 30-something times because there's 34 hero classes, it gets a little bit tiring. But we're almost there. Oh, it took a while to get 27 niches. However, we grinded it like crazy initially. I believe I had all 27 within the first month to month and a half. But I grinded very, very, very heavily during that time. But yeah, I believe it took me a month and a half to get 3 Nisha medals. I can check my Twitter because that's when I ended up posting it the exact day. Because we know the day... Actually, never mind. It was more like 2 months. Because I believe we did it in early December. And it came out in mid-October. So it was like a month and a half to 2 months is how long it took us to get 3 medals of Nisha. And since then, I've only gotten like 2 tokens. Just because I haven't been grinding it nearly as heavily as we did when it first came out. Because obviously, I mostly just wanted to get 3. So that we could use it for magic on any of our teams. I haven't really tried upgrading any mythics with Nishas just because it's a really long process. Just to get a single one. Let alone 6 of them. Let alone doing that for every single mythic in the game. Which is quite literally impossible with how much time that would take. No one has done it. Because it's unrealistic to do it. You could have played like 20 hours every single day since it came out. And you still wouldn't have every mythic maxed. I don't think you would have half maxed if you played that much since then. Might not even have a quarter of them maxed. takes a very long time. And the way that they set it up, they even said they have no intention of people actually completing that out. It's just kind of there if you want to get a few extra stats by investing some time to stats. And the amount of stats you get from it isn't going to make or break most battles. Like, it's helpful. But if you're at a point where you're bothering to medal up Legends and Mythics, you're probably at a point where a few extra stats makes almost no difference on your team. Because you're already such high stats at that point. If you're bothering to spend that long to get those things upgraded. Aw, 2 mana short. What are you doing? Luckily we have an extra turn right there to go right into our double kill. What is the best mythic to medal anyways? The best mythic to medal is to not mythic to medal any mythic and wait until the meta shifts. Because by the time, if you're doing the 100% chance, by the time you have 9 medals of Nisha, 3 spears and 6 to put into the mythic, the meta will be completely different by that time. Like, we're talking like half a year to a year from now. By the time the average person will end up having that, if not longer. And for that reason, we don't know what the meta is going to be at that point. So the best mythic to upgrade is no mythic, because you want to wait until we see what the meta is by the time you can fully max it, and then decide what you want to do. But there's no way to really say. At this current moment in time, I'm kind of leaning towards Iron Gut just because it gains attack and everything. But who knows, maybe Iron Gut will be completely dead content in a year from now. You never know. He's already starting to be used a bit less, I feel. He's still a really great option, but we're starting to get other really great options too. Ever since Zugoth buff, I feel like he's been a little bit less relevant. He's still relevant, but slightly less so since then. Hello, Drock Savage. Welcome. Okay, get our explosions, get our Scorpius, and he's dead. Also, gotta still keep racking up those brown kills. After we get 150 brown kills, we'll hand out a code. Because our objective today, or one of the ones that I got, it's not the same for everyone for the top one. The bottom 3 are the same, the top one is not. But the top objective we got is kill 150 brown. And this kingdom has a decent amount of brown in it. Even though we only have one battle of this one. Or one of them in this battle, I mean. But, yeah, still a pretty decent amount, nonetheless. If you get no new treasure, you can get Horde level 148 for 627,000 gold. However, that would use a lot of our bigger treasure, and I don't think I would want to do that. Because generally, I prefer using the bigger treasure for post-level 150 leveling. Like, generally how I do it is bags up to 20. Rings up to 50, chalices up to about 100, crowns up to about 150 or so, genie lamps up to about 100, from like 125 to 200 or so, and plus if we're going any higher, and then the mythic treasure for at minimum 150 plus before you bother putting them down. That tends to be the way I tend to use treasure. Obviously you don't have to use treasure that way, but to get the most out of their value, that tends to be how I do it. Oh gosh, I didn't get a thing first. I hate when I do that. Gotta make sure you get an extra turn first, otherwise you don't get anything out of that ability, which is a bit annoying. Actually, we're getting a really slow battle this time around. There we go, finally got our extra turn. Once you get an extra turn, it gets rolling really quick. But gotta get the extra turn before you can really get things going, unfortunately. I will do that again. That should be full mana. Come on, what are you doing? Full mana already. How are you still not full mana? There you go. Let's kill it already. It's already pretty much down. Yeah, Dinosuit Girl did it based on the ones we currently have with the calculation. Oh, we just got a badge of Arachnia. Nice. All right, how many initials do we have? Someone asked that earlier. The amount of initial tokens we have is 2. That's what I thought. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. We have 3 full medals and 2 tokens. So we're still a while from a whole nother thing. Oh, we'll get there in time. No rush. That reminds me. Do we have all of our tasks done yet? Let's see. Nope. Come on, guild. We're almost there. We got a epic yellow task and then a few browns. Then we get to legends. So it doesn't really matter too much if we do legends. And then get our last little bit of deeds there. But nice. Or a little bit extra stats. Helps out a little bit. Not too big a deal, though. Mostly on Guild War Week, it's pretty useful, though. But as long as we do it the kind of same order every single time, it's not going to matter as much. Because even if we're getting it done on Wednesday, as long as we get it done on like around Wednesday every single week, We don't really have much downtime in the amount of loot. Well, so that reminds me, how many brown kills do we still need? About 51. Actually, once we reach 100 brown kills, we'll hand out code. So remind me when we're about 100 kills, because we'll do it that way. At 100 kills, we'll do. Also, why is the difficulty set to null? What just happened? There we go. Okay, I did 212. It looked like it was glitching out with no values there for a second there. But yeah, at 100 brown total kills, out of the 150, we'll hand out code. Then we'll probably wrap up the stream at 150 itself. But at 100, we'll hand out code. Sounds like a good game plan. Hello, Chad. Welcome. And hello, Earthbound. Welcome, welcome. Hope all of you have been doing well. I hope all of you have been staying safe out there. Gosh, the virus is been interesting. Let's see. We'll grab that for now. We'll go get ourselves our explosions. How are you 1 mana short? Wasted a whole turn on us. Oh, looks like we'll gain a hero level 2. Is Salty streaming tonight? Didn't she cancel all her Puzzle Quest streams? Is that still a thing? I believe she canceled all of her Puzzle Quest streams in the foreseeable future. Unless I'm wrong about that, but last I recall, that's what happened. I'm not 100% certain. If anyone can confirm, I'm not sure. But last I recall, she canceled all the Puzzle Quest streams. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Okay, so yeah, she did still cancel them all. That's what I thought. Yeah, they're all canceled until at some point. Who knows? Maybe we'll need to start doing Puzzle Quest streams on Wednesday nights. Haha. We still haven't finished it out. The HD remake of it's a Switch exclusive too. So we still haven't really played it out. Because I know a lot of you probably haven't played it yet because it's a Switch exclusive. And quite a few of you might not have Switches. But we still need to go finish it. They added a new free DLC with it too. There's content on that version of the game that no other version has. And we've gotten around to some of it, but not much of it yet. Well, we'll need to finish it out. It's been a while since we bothered streaming that thing. We started it like when it launched in like September, October. Then did it for a couple weeks, and then, I don't know, it then kind of just drifted away. I didn't end up finishing it out, but we need to. We finished out the game twice on this channel. However, I have not finished out the HD remake of it. We're using the hardest hero class in the game to complete it out with. It does damage to itself with every ability. But it's an interesting playstyle. We almost have an ability on it that will make it really broken as well. And beyond that point, I think it's going to be pretty smooth sailing from there. Puzzle Quest has a notoriously grindy early game, which gets increasingly quicker as you progress through the game, once you get more overpowered gear and everything. But its early game kind of drags on just a little bit. That's probably the only fault of that game for the most part. However, it was made to be a game that has like a longevity to it. It actually almost kind of reminds me of how Gems of War is set up, almost. Because Gems of War does have a little bit of a slower early game. And then it starts ramping up into mid-game. And mid-game is actually where it probably ramps up the absolute most. Obviously, in late game, it still does too. But most of the game is balanced around mid to late game, as far as Gems of War are concerned. And while they do have end game into consideration, a lot of balance that they consider and specifically go around is mid-game and early game. I mean, mid-game and late game. So you have to be mindful of that whenever they release like a ridiculously useless troop. It's because their point of which they're balancing at is a little bit weird. Because even though I believe the player base in this game, as far as active player base, not just overall player base, because overall player base is mostly mid-game. But if you look at the overall player base, as far as you know, who's playing the most, I think it is mostly end-game players these days. Obviously, there's still new people coming into the game and stuff like that. But if you're level 1,200 and have every single kingdom at least like 5 stars, you're pretty much at some form of an end game for the most part, or at least in the, or not end game, but at least at like a later part of late game. So you're still kind of at the point where the balance is quite a bit different compared to mid game, and that's the biggest issue with them kind of balancing around that. Is a lot of people get past mid game pretty quickly, or at least what I would personally consider to be mid game. Pretty much anything prior to 5-star All Kingdom, I'd probably say is mid game for the most part. Let's see. Let's go for that. Buffering. That's pretty funny that YouTube added that. They know. They know how bad their service is. YouTube knows. I still prefer it over Twitch, though. It's so hard to start now. It's so much content to understand. What are you referring to? Puzzle Quest? Oh no, Puzzle Quest is... I wouldn't say it's straightforward, because there's quite a few aspects that's quite a bit more complicated in different ways. But, I don't know, once you get the hang of it, it's easier to grasp. I feel like they throw a lot at you at first, but then it becomes easier as you kind of, like, get through. But, again, it has a really slow start. That's the biggest fault that Puzzle Quest 1 pretty much has, is the first, like, 10 hours of the game, 10 to 20 hours, are a bit towards the slower side relative to the rest of the game, when you have access to a lot of other content and mini-games and other things within the game. Though a lot of good games can still have a slow start. Animal Crossing, the most recent Animal Crossing gets criticized a lot for having an extremely slow start. But I personally didn't find it to be that slow. And, I don't know, I'm so used to games having ultra slow starts that, I don't know, it didn't really faze me. If that even is considered a slow start, what Animal Crossing had. Okay, let me go get this thing full mana. Because I didn't feel like it was that slow at all. If anything, I couldn't stop running out of things to do. Let's see, we'll go to that. Kill that out dead. I know you're referring to gems. Oh, wait, never mind. You were referring to gems. My bad. I thought you were referring to Puzzle Quest with that question. My bad. But yeah, Gems of War also has a lot of stuff to understand. The biggest issue with Gems of War is, given that it's like economy-based game, it's really easy in many instances in Gems of War to waste your resources, which is bad. Because obviously you wouldn't want to waste your resources. But Gems of War has a lot of instances where you can unintentionally waste your resources, which can waste some of your time. Which I feel like is the biggest thing that might be intimidating to newer players in Gems of War, is mostly resource allocation. Because a lot of things isn't really explained within the game, and you kind of just have to figure it out on your own or ask other people. And Gems of War itself doesn't really do a good job at explaining how to effectively use every resource. We've covered a video on it in the past, but I should probably make a new one soonish, because I believe the last one I made was like 2 years ago. While quite a few things on it are still relevant, obviously we've gotten way more resources since then. That can be put into a bunch of other things. Like, I don't even think Doom Scrolls was mentioned in that video. Let's see, we'll go for that. And he's dead. Yeah, it is free to play. And most free-to-play games do kind of have a model like that. Oh! Yeah, where's Earthbound? Is Earthbound here? We didn't say happy birthday. Yeah, Earthbound mentioned during our previous stream that it is birthday today. So, yeah, I still need to go sing Earthbound's birthday then. So, what's your actual name, by the way? If you want me to say something else. Otherwise, we'll just do Earthbound for the happy birthday. Because I always just refer to you as Earthbound. Which obviously is not your name. Let's see. But yeah, we'll sing happy birthday. Let's see. We'll take that. Grab our Scorpius, of course. Okay, so do you want me to do it with Ace then? We'll go sing you happy birthday real quick then. Or would you prefer to stay as Earthbound? Either or. Yeah, there's a lot to mention about gem values. If you understand gem values of Gems of War, in Gems of War, you can pretty much determine most of the value in the game. There are things that can't be broken down into gem value that's still of value, though. Like, for example, it's hard to explain the value of a deed in gem value, just because a deed has 0 gem value. However, that doesn't mean it has no value, which is a kind of weird mechanic that gem value has. But it's something that doesn't really have an overlap in that regard. But yeah, we should go over it. Definitely need to. We've gone over it before in stream before. Okay, we'll do that then. Well, happy birthday for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. I almost just said Earthbound. Dear Ace. Happy birthday to you. Gosh, I'm so bad at singing. I even changed like the lyrics twice. I can't even sing happy birthday correct. This is why we don't sing. Let's see, we'll do that. We'll go for Scorpius there. But yeah, happy birthday. Hope you had a good day today. Hope you've been staying safe and healthy. Kind of hard to have a birthday party this kind of time. At least you got to probably stay home and relax, if nothing else. When you try your best but you don't succeed. Ha! Pretty much. I'm really bad at singing. That started a couple of months ago when people were like, oh, you should totally go sing Happy Birthday. And it's like, no, I can't sing. And now it became a thing. So if anyone has a birthday, we will go sing for it now. You're always safe. Good to hear. Good to hear. Okay, did we hit 100 kill yet? I said it kind of could at 100. We're at 75. We're almost there. Gotta go get the last of our brown kills. We're getting about 2 on average per thing, so we'll get there. It's the thought that counts. Ha ha ha! I know, right? If I change the word, I don't have to pay royalties. Haha. Your birthday's July 3rd? Nice. You know you have decided to not watch your stream on that day? Pumpko. Nice. Just for that, I'm still gonna sing it the next time I see you. If I can remember that. Like, I'll remember it's on the 3rd. And then when I see you on the 4th of July, I'll be like, hey, Plumpko. I will try to remember that. A special code to celebrate birthday. I'm not even sure if I have any special codes left. We'll be handing one out soon anyways, so. We'll go for our explosions. Let's kill that out. Gosh, I might need to go drink the backup order. I had this one by the bed earlier. But I'm gonna need it now. Because I'm so thirsty all of a sudden. Okay, that's good enough. Well, now I need to go get more water. I'm out of water. No, I'm actually not out of water. I still have some in the house. I'll do grab. Take that for now. Luckily, it's definitely a lot harder to find. Like, you pretty much just have to take whatever brand's there. But water's water. Oh, you got Undyne a few days ago in Glory Keys. Nice. Little early birthday present. You don't own Scorpius, and you do a lot of Explore 12 with the Rowan and Urskea Shield. Yeah, that's perfectly fine to use. Scorpius doesn't seem that much faster. Is it at all? Scorpius is around 10 to 20 seconds faster per battle than using Urskea Shield to Rowan. But yeah, it is definitely faster. I've timed it many times before. But it's anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds faster per battle to use Scorpius compared to using a Rowan build. What do we take here? Do that for now. Get our full mana. Because some battles we get can be a little bit slow. But then you see battles like this, and this really ups the curve of the rate at which it gets wins. Like this battle was like a 25-second cycle or so. But it averages to about 30 to 35 seconds. Whereas Rowan or Ski of Shield is like 45 seconds to 50 seconds. The benefit of the Rowan one, though, is you can do it anywhere for the most part other than Submerge. Whereas this thing is restricted only to Riskia. So if that matters to you because of trait stones or something, is worth mentioning that. Have I tried Riskia, Shield, Rowan, Megavore, and Leprechaun? Why would you need Megavore? Is that enough to actually one-shot it? With a single cast? I have not tried that. I'm not sure if that would be quick enough, though. But yeah, you would do what would be the order of that team? You would cast, you would do Shield, Megavore, Rowan cast, Kill? Something along those lines. I guess that could have potential. Yeah, this team can actually win in as little as 20 seconds. But its average is 30 to 35. Like, obviously, this one's taking a little bit longer. I was also looking at chat. Yeah, Rowan build can work everywhere except for Merlantis, for the most part. Merlantis has too much Submerge. Whereas this only works in Riskia. Oh, so I'm gonna get full mana off of that. I should have just exploded. And he's dead. Instant kill chance of 4 times, 5 times. You don't get too many instances of that, though. Like, it's only 8%. To depend on that is not something that would work. I feel like it's mostly using for the armor tier. And then using that armor tier into your kill. Because armor tier into a buffed up defense Rowan is enough to probably kill. One Ski of Shield to Rowan, followed by Megavore, followed by actually casting Rowan. I believe is enough to kill Explore 12. That sounds like enough damage. My only concern is getting Megavore up on mana. Yeah, I have put all of them up on timers before. Although I never tried that Megavore version. But if I had to guess based on the team composition, it sounds like it wins in about 40-second average. Though I have not specifically tested that one. But yes, I have extensively tested Rowan or Skia Shield build compared to this. And this is on average 15 seconds quicker per win. If you don't mess up like I am. But assuming you're playing it both as optimally as you can. For a long duration of time. This is overall 15 seconds quicker per battle. Obviously, some battles could still be longer. Some could be shorter. But on average, it's about 15 seconds quicker per battle. Which you're doing so many battles so quick that adds up to be quite a bit of time. Does it actually have the world record for quickest possible time for that set of time? Interesting. However, something that gets the absolute quickest doesn't always mean it has the absolute quickest average. There's quite a few teams that has actually held world record for the quickest to win a set of battles that doesn't actually have an average quickest win. Some of the reasons why some of these teams have the world record is because they have if they get good RNG, they can end up having a really substantially quick speed. But when they more often than not get not as good RNG, they slow down quite a bit. And in the instances where they get world record, they just happen to be hitting the RNG every single time. There's been several teams that have been like that. There was a Raph Skull Spam team that had world record for pet battles at one point. But its average was actually almost lower than Key Team. Yet it's had the world record at one point for pet battles. Just because something can get the absolute quickest does not mean it necessarily has the overall best rate. Another good example of that is back when Sunbird used to exist. The whole dilemma between using something like Firebomb versus using Elspeth. Elspeth actually had the quickest win in the entire game at one point. However, its average win rate was slower than Firebomb Sunbird, even though you could use the Elspeth into the Sunbird and other similar compositions. Even though it has the quickest possible win, its average per hour was actually slower. So it's not always representative of its overall rate, even if it can get the quickest win. Let's see, we'll go for that. But it definitely sounds quick, nonetheless. Like, it's at least doing it in 40 seconds, if not quicker. That team that was mentioned. I would have to practice it a lot to get used to it, though. I'm not used to using Megavore. I did a lot when it first came out. But then after a couple months, I kind of stopped using Megavore. I think mostly because Iron Gut came out or something. Yeah, I believe Iron Gut came out. And ever since then, I was like, oh, I'm just ditching Megavore. But that's basically what happened. Megavore came out in, like, September. Then Iron Gut came out in, like, December. It was supposed to come out in January. And then since then, it was, it just didn't seem as worth using Megavore in most situations compared to Iron Gut. And that was in 2018, late 2018. You still don't understand the Elspeth thing? Which Elspeth thing? Princess Elspeth is what I was referring to. There used to be a really meta team that was super quick with her. However, it was slower than a couple other teams, even though her quicker win was higher. Like, she had the quickest win in the game, but she didn't have the quickest win rate in the game, as in the overall speed. The rate at which she won, while it could cap out at the quickest at the time, was not the quickest overall across the entire hour. Oh, you can't recall which one it was? I'm actually trying to remember myself, actually. I believe it was... There's a couple different ways you could build it. But I believe it was Sunbird, Elspeth, and one of those troops that that when you kill it, or that has 5 to all stats to your allies, and then Hero. And you basically just kill the one that's the color. Then Elspeth immediately creates those colors, and then you kill it off in one shot. Basically, for example, you'd use Elspeth, hit on something that only uses one color. That would create a bunch of red that would, or whatever mana you're using, to instantly feed like a Sunbird or a Wayne or whatever. And then you gain full mana and instantly kill them out. So it could get a really quick win, in that you just go automatically have your power, click immediately onto the troop you want to go get mana, hit it perfectly, and then kill. The problem with this, though, is it didn't always end up hitting the extra turn. And whenever it did hit an extra turn, it would obviously go very quick. But the problem is, unlike explosions, it would often, or maybe not often, but, you know, it would occasionally not hit any extra turn. And there were instances where you could cast Elspeth and get 0 mana. And it was the reason why Firebomb was used quite a bit more, and then a lot more once Leprechaun came out. And the main reason for that is they guarantee give you mana even if you miss extra turn. Whereas something like an Elspeth, if she misses her cast, you lose all the value. And while her cast is very, very quick when it works, it can not work. Whereas something like a Mountain Crusher or a Leprechaun or Firebomb, those things will always work, even if it doesn't work, because you're still accumulating some amount of mana. But with something like an Elspeth, if she completely misses, not only is the enemy going to take a bunch of extra turns to slow down the battle, but you're not getting any mana at all. Whereas even if these miss, like a Mountain Crusher missing, you're still getting a lot of mana, obviously, even if it doesn't necessarily extra turn for you. And with that mechanic, she was able to get the quickest wins in the game by instantly getting all that mana. However, her consistency over the course of an hour was lower than other teams, because even though she could get lucky and get quick wins, on average, she would get a few bad instances, and that would slow it down to such a degree that it would actually be slower, not quicker, even though she had the quickest win in the game at the time. But that's basically what I was referring to by that. That's not always the case with every team that's super quick, but it's something to consider. Also, it comes down to playstyle, too. If you just like playing a certain team or don't like playing another certain team, you might use something that is slightly slower just because you prefer playing it. For example, I still love Skeleton Key Team, even though it's quite a bit slower for doing pet battles and stuff in the current state of the game. I just love using it, so I keep using it. There's stuff that's better like Phoenicia, which I even use for other pieces of content like dungeons. But for whatever reason, I just still love using Key Team in pet battles, even though it's not the meta for doing pet battles. Am I gonna switch to Animal Crossing streamer full time? No, we're not gonna be doing that. We're definitely not gonna be doing that. We're always primarily gonna be a Gems of War channel, but of course I want to start doing other games from time to time. It's a good way to grow the channel, especially that money's tight these days. Let's see. We'll grab that for now. It's another reason I've been streaming so much too, because my mom's technically unemployed and will be for like the next year. Like as long as the coronavirus lasts, she'll be 100% unemployed for that entire time. So I need to make more money to cover for that. Because other than any kind of unemployment benefit, she's basically getting zero. And she doesn't know how to do any kind of online job of any kind. Actually, she doesn't even know how to follow for unemployment. One of her friends is doing it for her. She doesn't even know how to do that. She's just, well, nor would I, to be honest. But, you know, she doesn't even understand the technology side of how to do that, I mean. So one of her friends is just doing it for her. Let's see. We'll grab, what do we need here? There's one of the friends she works with, so they just both do it simultaneously, so it kind of works out. Let's see, we'll grab that. Take the other thing. Take the other thing over, get our Scorpius to Scorpius. Oh yeah, I do own Slay the Spire. I've been considering playing it. But yeah, we will be, I did intend to play that eventually. I bought it a couple of months ago and then never got around to it. I believe it was on sale for Christmas, and then I got it during the Steam Christmas sales. I was considering getting it on Switch, but I did get it on PC. But yeah, we will be streaming it eventually. Seems like a really fun game. But, yeah, we'll probably play it at some point. When we'll get around to it, I do not know. But we will play Slay the Spire sometime this year. Probably in the next few months. After we're done milking Animal Crossing. No, Animal Crossing has been way too addicting for me. It's been a pretty fun experience. I had so much nostalgia for the first game, which was the only one I ever played. And this one has a lot of resemblance to the first one. Quite a few of the other Animal Crossings kind of started to deviate from the very first one. But this one's probably the closest one to the very first game. They kept a lot of like that elements that made it nice, while still adding a lot of more modern features to it. Because obviously the other game was pretty old. It first came out on N64. And officially on GameCube nationally. Or, you know, worldwide, I mean. Also, I think it's time to go give out a code. I'm pretty sure we hit 100 brown kills at this point. So let's go do that. And then we'll keep going until we get our 150 kill mark. I'm pretty sure we hit 100 kills by now. I would assume so. Sure feels like we hit 100 brown kills. We're getting like 2 per battle or so. But don't you dare get devoured. Could you imagine? Luckily, worst comes to worst, we still have Scorpius, who can't be devoured. He has Impervious, so he has immune to Devour. And even with him having Enrage, that only applies to his skulls, nothing else. Okay, so let me see. How many are we at right now? Oh, we got Tribute as well. Let's grab that. Anything good? 18. Nice. Yep, we're past the 100 mark. So as I said, at 100 we would end up doing it. So let's go and do that right now. So let me go grab that. Code section, I believe I gave out this one, so this one should be the next one. So here you guys go. You use us on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found beneath your settings menu. Redeem code I am currently copying right now. But there you guys go. You simply click on that link or go to gemsofwar.com, gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. But there you guys go, right there. Boom. Okay. And there's the redeem code, and it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. But there you guys go. Let's go claim it for ourselves. And that's that. But yeah, definitely make sure to go use it. Has about a couple hundred claims, so the first couple hundred I get to it. And do keep in mind, even though we have less than 100 viewers here, or a few hundred, that it does get spread pretty quickly throughout guilds and stuff, so it is advised taking that as quickly as possible. And putting that in, getting a free gem key and the other little bit of loot. If anyone else has any questions, do let me know. I'll make sure to go over it. Tomorrow night, we're mostly just going to be messing around with the class event. It's for Stormcaller, so we'll go claim our free 25 gems. Definitely worth getting some Stormcaller EXP if you don't already have a maxed. You mostly only needs to get to level 70. However, it's okay to get a maxed. Gets a little bit of an extra attack, if nothing else. You can also give elementals a little bit extra magic, depending on the team that you're using. But, yeah, Stormcaller hero class is pretty solid. Did I read your last post? No, I did not. Sorry about that. What did he say? This is fun. You can play with the community, with all of them, with Slay the Streamer mod. What, they had a mod for that game? Well, even more of a benefit to having it on Steam. Yeah, I'll go look into it. Obviously, we'll play the game legit initially, and then maybe we'll go do some kind of stream, you know, co-op or whatever that thing is, with it. But I'd probably just play through it normally initially when we go through. Okay, let's see. We'll take brown for now. That's not a brown. Let's take a brown, as I don't take a brown. Good job. Okay, let's get a Scorpius down and go from there. He'll do a thing. Luckily, he did not transform. Otherwise, that would have been really annoying because he drops the immune to poison once he transforms. That's the only really annoying thing about that faction that came in. They now have a bunch of transforms that can actually undo poison. And while we haven't had that happen a single time during all this grinding that we're doing right now, it's likely to happen at least a few times per hour, which will slightly slow down this team. However, theoretically, slows down every team that ever comes into this area. But it's very rare that that would happen, but it does slow it down. We have had it we've had it happen 0 times this stream. That's still a thing that can happen. Another thing that can happen in this faction or kingdom that has been made a little bit annoying as of a couple months ago is there's a troop that has a 25% revive that they added a couple months back with an event, and that thing can sometimes get a 25% revive, which will make it so you need to repoison and kill it again, or just kill it again if you're doing a different team, which is slows it down a little bit, but it's not too big a deal. Imagine playing Gems of War colorblind. Well, they have symbols on the cards. They're somewhat hard to see, but even if you didn't have these numbers on here, they have symbols on those cards too. But there's still some kind of ways around it. There's alternatives. Like, I think you could somewhat play this game colorblind. It'd definitely be more difficult. I'd say it's possible. And colorblind doesn't mean you can't see different shading either. And you'd kind of be able to tell like what the colors are based on the amount of shading that it has as well. Like, even when colorblind, that yellow would still probably look like a lighter color than the brown. You wouldn't be able to tell that they're yellow and brown, but you'd be able to tell that that is lighter than that. It's definitely not impossible. Just a lot more annoying, obviously. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream, because so far my Animal Crossing streams are starting to get more likes than our Gems of War streams at this rate. Like our stream that we did for Gems of War last night, I believe has less likes than the Animal Crossing stream we did today. Let's see. I'll take that for now. We'll grab Scorpius. Though that's also because we did it for a lot shorter duration, so that's not really a fair comparison. We played Animal Crossing for like 9 hours, in this game obviously for like an hour, hour and a half. But still. Not a fair comparison. But still a thing. Let's see, we'll take that for now. Yeah, I used to have a friend that was green blind. Well, not green red, but it was just green. Back in high school. Which is kind of funny because he played a lot of Legend of Zelda games. And obviously Link is normally in all green. Let's see, we'll go for that for now. How many more kills do we need? We should be almost right on top of it. Yep, 25 more kills. We're almost there. Progress. Is it already used up? Gosh. Yeah, I said to use it quick. They've been going pretty quick lately. I think Salty might have accidentally made them slightly less claims, though. They might only be 200 claims, rather than like 300 or 400. Because they have been going pretty quick lately. That or it's getting spread very efficiently. Which is also possibly a true thing. The Gems of War community has gotten really good at spreading codes. Like the second you get out a code, there's like no one who doesn't know it pretty quickly. Let's see. We go for that. Everyone's sitting at home instead of working, so it goes fast. Yeah, it's kind of funny too, because our overall viewership is going up, but our money's staying about the same, because less people are advertising, so the amount of money I get from ad revenue has actually been reduced. Not because we have less viewers or anything, our channel is actually growing at a quicker pace now, because, you know, more people are kind of isolated, so they're forced to have to watch us. No, you know, not forced, but more people are home to be able to watch. But I'm actually almost making, not less money, but about the same. And the main reason for that is even though I'm going up in viewers and everything, there's just less advertisers out there now because there's a lot of uncertainty out there as far as the markets and everything, as far as what you even advertise even. There's a lot of things that would previously been advertised they don't really need to advertise for anymore. Like obviously, for example, fast food. Like you're not going to be seeing really most fast food advertisements anymore because, well, why would they advertise? They're basically, most of them not even open in many situations. So it's causing a drop in ad revenue. But luckily that has been kind of offset by the fact that we are also having more viewers. But yeah, AdSense overall is way down, but our viewership is up, so it kind of evens out. Like right now, I'm making about the same amount of money. But the actual ad revenue has gone down. Let's see. We'll go for that for now. Taking down all travel and fast food advertisements from TV. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually became a thing. Like by law, being forced to have to take it down. Just to discourage people from doing it. What? Because people are being triggered? That's a weird reason for it. Wow, we got 2 Nisha this stream. We're getting that Animal Crossing luck on this. We got some really interesting luck earlier today. But maybe we always need to play a lucky Animal Crossing day before doing Gems of War. We'll get like 3 Nishas per day if we start doing that. We got really lucky 4 times in Animal Crossing today. So maybe that means we get 2 more Nishas. Go. We should keep playing until we get 2 more. Definitely not. It could take us another 10 hours till we get another Nisha if we don't get lucky enough. It could take another 10 days until we get another Nisha if we don't get lucky enough. But so far, 2 in a single stream. Pretty much within the same hour. Or was within the same hour. So we got another badge. Obviously that doesn't help us until it becomes a medal, which we need another 6 for. Oh, what do we need here? Let's take Brown for now. Yeah, I've still been working as much as I have been. Like, if anything, I've been working more lately. Between doing more streams, doing a little bit more writing on the side, and stuff like that. Like, if anything, I've been working more. Because now my overall household is making less money. Like, drastically less money, so I have to work more in order to make up for it. Because I'm technically the only person working in my household now. Let's see, we'll take that down. Grab our other thing over. Hello, Captain! Welcome. What is with the cough? Did you get sick? Coronavirus? No, I was kidding. I've been getting a cough because of allergy. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone who sees me is like, coronavirus! Because I can get a really bad cough sometimes. But it's mostly because of the pollen that's in the air ever since spring started. It's not actually coronavirus, most likely. Pollen always gets to me really hard. Let's see. We'll get the other thing over there. Grab the Scorpius. Actually, we'll take that first. Then we'll go grab the Scorpius. Visiting too many islands without the mask on today. Hey, in Animal Crossing, my character has yet to remove the mask since we put it on. And he probably won't be all year. Actually, we might go an entire year without him ever removing that mask. Just for fun. It would be a funny reoccurring meme for the... just for it because of coronavirus. Alright, let's just kill that out. We're almost at the amount of brown kills we need. Pretty sure we only need 10 or less. 15. We're almost there. We could always go to KZL and farm it really quick if we want to. Go to like KZL Explore 3 and just quick kill it. Actually, we might just do that at this point. Just get it finished. We already got 2 Nishas. I think we did a really productive stream as far as loot. Plus we get a bunch of gold along the way. Just help this out to have, I believe we have almost 300,000 now, if I'm not mistaken. Because we're pretty close. Or why did I say 300,000? I mean 3 million. We gained almost 300,000 this last hour is what I meant to say. But yeah, we already hit over 3 million. Just from farming here for a little bit. So I guess we'll go quick kill it real quick. Let's go to like Explore 3 KZL. This place is quite a bit of brown. Okay, I don't have it set to... let me just do a battle real quick and retreat. Let me set it to Explore 3 or something. So we can go quick kill those. Retreat. Okay. Set it back to 3. And we can easily get this killed. Why only 1 brown? What are you doing? I can go quick kill with some monk levelage here. There's my monk team. And this should get us our brown kills we need pretty quickly. Am I checking forum after stream? What happened on forum, but sure. Yes, I did not actually check forum today on Gems of War. Why, did something happen I should know about? Probably should have before I started to stream. If something did important happen. Let's see what happened. Oh, you sent me a message. No, I have never streamed to Salty. Do I want to in the future? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can handle Salty. She is so energetic and talkative. And I'm like the exact opposite most of the time. Well, I can be energetic, but I'm definitely not that talkative. Like, I talk a lot because it's more so from a commentary perspective. I don't talk a lot in, like, the communicating with others perspective. Like, if I can avoid communicating with anyone, that is ideal. That is definitely ideal. I don't know. I wouldn't mind eventually doing a stream with Salty of some sort. I'm not sure what game we'd really play together, though. Emotional support, Ducky. Salty has been in his chat before multiple times, yes. She hasn't been as much recently, though. But I can't remember the last time she's been in this chat. But she has been around. Show us a picture of your dog for 30 minutes instead of streaming. I don't even have a dog. I can show you pictures of Animal Crossing for 30 minutes instead of streaming. How about that? Actually, there was a pretty nice screenshot from earlier. There's no way for me to quickly get it up. Actually, yes, there actually would be. Hold up. I actually want to go show it because it actually does look pretty cool. Or it was pretty cool in the moment. I really enjoyed it. It was probably one of my favorite moments in Animal Crossing so far. I'll go pull Salty. Let's go bring that up real quick. I should have it on my TV still. I think my character's just idling. Find out in a second. Okay, let me turn that on. I believe it's already on, right? No, it's not. Let me go get the thing. 1 second. Okay, we'll pull a Salty. Why not? We'll go and bring up random screenshot while we'll do playing Gems of War. Let's see if it'll turn on. Hello. Processing. Might take a second. Processing. Okay, there we go. We're back in. But anyways, where did that screenshot go? Let's see. Let me move that down. Where did it go? There it is. Ah, that looked nice. I love this view. But yeah, we found a absolutely love this screenshot. Let's see, where's the thing to bring it up with? There it is. That should bring it up in a second. Did it bring it up? Should. But yeah, right there. That was the island we ended up finding after 45 attempts. We did 50 attempts. And this is a rare island where you find hybrid flowers. Hybrid flowers was a new mechanic added in the second Animal Crossing. And this was the first Animal Crossing ever played that had this mechanic. And they're basically very rare flowers. And we found an entire island just filled, just back to back, with just around this entire pond of these very rare flowers. And then we sold them to a couple people and kept several of the blue ones for ourselves. But yeah, it was a pretty nice find and a pretty rare one. And I liked the screenshot. It felt really nice at the time. Pretty nice view too. But yeah, it's a really relaxing game. But anyways, I pulled a salty. In other news, where were we? Let's see. Throw that down. If anyone else has any questions, do let me know. Because we'll probably be wrapping up soon for the night. What level in Explorer do you have to do to get higher level troops? I'm not sure what you mean by that. To get higher level troops? Any level Explorer that you do further, you'll be up against higher level enemies. I'm not sure what you mean by that question. It has its salty moment. Let's see. We'll grab, we'll get our explosion there. Get our hit over there. How are you surviving with 1 HP? Oh, because I don't have the metal set correctly. I forgot. I'm not currently running with the correct metal setup, am I? Anyways. We need 4 more kills. Watch this be 4 browns go. Nope, 2 browns. 2 browns to 2 browns. If anyone has any other questions, anyone, let me know. Otherwise, we'll wrap up soon. After we get these last 2 kills, which will mark our 100 gems for today. Free 100 gems. Oh, look at this luck. You know you'll want to drop a vault key or 4 gem keys to make this all perfect. You know you want to. Boom. 100 gems into 3 event keys. That's his most expensive gem drop. That's 142 gem value within 1 battle. Nice. But yeah, that is technically his highest gem value. I'd prefer having 4 gem keys. Though if you break it down based on gem value, 3 event keys is higher than 4 gem keys. Even though I personally prefer 4 gem keys. Oh, sorry. I missed your question. What was your question? But really nice. So right at the end, getting 100 into that. You hate pet days? Why do you hate pet days? Oh yeah, did we do the pet? I need to go do the pet battles. Hold up. There's one other thing I need to go do before we wrap up. I forgot to go do the pet. So let's go clear those out real quick. We'll do it with Monk, obviously. Get some free Monkey XP. I do need more copies of this pet, too. But yeah, I almost forgot about this thing. Yeah, it pretty much is basically nothing happening. Not to mention, you can't even get... It's kind of ironic. Because during a pet day, you can't even get multiple copies of a pet. So, you theoretically, if you're in an active guild, you actually get less pet battles during a pet event. Which is rather ironic. Because, you know, during a pet event, you'd kind of assume, you know, you'd get more pets. But you actually get less pets during a pet event. Which doesn't make much sense for active guilds. So it's almost like a reverse event. In which you have an event for something that you actually end up getting less of. It's kind of weird. Every day is pet day here. I know. For a lot of really active guilds, literally every day is pet day. Especially during Vault Event. Vault Event is basically a 3-day long pet day. You just basically have perpetual pets forever for the duration of 3 days. Even if your guild normally doesn't have it, you would normally have it during that. Oh, sorry. I still missed your question, didn't I? Who was that question? You missed your question. Why not also use the event troop during class leveling? What do you mean? You can't this week, but other times you get extra golden souls. You could. It's not always worth it, depending on how much slower it would make the team go. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. More often than not, I don't. It's because it would slow down the rate of the winning of the team. And while you would get overall more resources, you'd be getting less of certain resources. For example, like class XP. And one of the main reasons we're trying to level up our classes is to level up our classes. And doing the other thing would probably slow down the team enough that it would hinder our main reason that we're doing it, which is to level our class. Because the thing that we're trying to do whenever we do that team is we're trying to win as quickly as possible in order to go and level up our hero class. And that's the main thing that we're pretty much aiming for. And anything that hinders that, even if it is more loot for gold or something like that with plus 400 gold, it's generally not as desirable. Okay, anyways, let's see. We'll go through that. Take our other thing over. Grab our green. I don't have a drop for it, so let's take the green. Get our destroy going. You're holding your question, so I can't answer it. Nice. Great strategy. You tried your finesse team in Tower of Doom, but you don't understand why your team loops. Example, after firing finesse, it's still your turn. No, it won't be your turn after that. You lose your turn. However, you keep getting 6 mana every single time. So you basically just let it tank out with its 50% scroll reduction. And you just keep casting it over and over again. But no, when I say loop with that team, it doesn't actually loop. It just has an infinite mana. Actually, it just has an infinite mana cycle. So if you don't get mana drained, it just keeps cycling mana within itself. That's not actually a loop in a traditional sense, not like in a truffle or something sense. It's a loop in the sense that you're never not going to have full mana. Because once you have full mana, as long as you don't mana drain you, you'll forever have full mana for your finesses. That's basically what I mean. And then you can just keep doing it over and over again. By no means is it actually extra turn loop. Unless you happen to get alignment off of Doomed Axe or something. Or some kind of other Doom weapon. Yeah, pet events are gnome weekends. During gnome weekends, you basically have perpetual pet battles. And if you're ever looking to get a lot of pets, vault events are actually the best time to do so, oddly enough. It's because your guild is a lot more likely to have perpetual pet battles, potentially even every single hour, which is way higher than what you would have for a Wednesday event. For a Wednesday event, you only have one over the course of 24 hours. During a vault event, you could theoretically have one literally every hour for the entirety of 3 days. Which is obviously is a lot of time to go and accumulate a lot of pets. Let's see. Oh yeah, we could remind everyone to stay healthy at the end. Make sure to wash your hands. Make sure to stay away from people's. And just be really cautious out there as far as with the virus. I kind of mention it, like stay safe everyone, but I don't actually like mention specific things. I'm not even sure of a full list. We need to go make a list. Oh no, I just always wash my hands thoroughly, always. And I'm always away from people anyways. So I'm pretty much social distancing my entire life. So I'm almost living my life exactly normal. Like, to be honest, I almost see no difference. Because most of my work is just picking up. I'm getting more work, not less work, with everything that I've been doing. I don't know, just my entire life is just, like, normal. Like, I see almost no difference with the coronavirus, personally. Other than the fact that my household has way less money than normal. But aside from that, yeah, there's like almost no difference. That and I can't find water sometimes, and food's kind of weird going out. I so wish there was a way to not have to go out for food, but someone has to go and come in contact with it. Regardless how you do it. But that is the one time I still go out occasionally. It is for food shopping. And that's it. But I always have to make sure to wash your hands after for everything. And even washing off some of the packaging. Because I'm that paranoid. Let's see. But anyways, that's that, and that's that. And that is pretty much everything we need to get done. So does anyone else have any other questions? Because I believe that is every objective we need for today. And with that being said, we will be back tomorrow. Same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. We will be messing around with what's it called? We'll be messing around with the class event. I'm not sure if we're going to do it or not. I already have it maxed, but hey, 25 gems is 25 gems. We'll also be finishing out Tower of Doom. And then that's pretty much it. And then Friday we'll have a new faction, and then obviously we'll be pretty heavy on that faction. If any of you that watch Animal Crossing, we'll be streaming again in about 12 hours from now. So if any of you are interested in that, seeing what it's like or anything like that, we will be back very soon. It's a pretty chill game. Definitely advise seeing it to at least some capacity. It's pretty relaxing. It's really similar to Stardew Valley, but even more relaxing. But anyways, any other questions, anyone? Anythings? Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't get too close to people's. Don't work unless you absolutely need to, or if your job is necessary, and or if you can do your job from home, obviously. Because obviously my job is not even remotely necessary, but it could easily be done with home with no human contact. So it works out perfectly, just the way I like it. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Stay safe out there, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. And yeah, catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Oh yeah, we got a lot of emojis in YouTube too. So go spread safe emojis in YouTube. Here, have some hand sanitizer. YouTube gave us hand sanitizer. Go use it. There. Have some hand sanitizer. But yeah, there's a whole set of emojis that YouTube added as of like the last day or two that are coronavirus related. It's kind of funny. But anyways, guys, see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Goodbye, everyone.